Hello and welcome back to another pricey HD video. Today we've got another Game of the Week episode. It is Man City vs Liverpool this week in what should be a fantastic affair at the Etihad Stadium. It kicks off at 4:30 GMT time, of course, in England, and that is basically the time it kicks off. I'm not really sure where I was going with that sentence. Anyway, let's get right into it. This is going to be an interesting one, because you've got Liverpool, most goals scored in the Premier League, I believe, and then you've got Man City, currently sitting third as it stands as I'm recording this. 27 games played, whilst Liverpool have 28 games played. The goal differences of both teams stand at 25 for Liverpool and 24 for Man City. Then points-wise, only 1 point separates them, as Man City are on 56 and Liverpool are on 55. Of course, Man City do have that game in hand, though, which could change everything and put Man City in second. But then again, Tottenham have the game in hand as well. So, technically not in second if Tottenham win their game in hand. So, Arsenal are currently in fifth as well. You've got Liverpool in fourth, Man United in sixth, Everton in seventh. Right, so let's get into it. We've got in the background right now a FIFA 17 simulation of the game, of course, and I've also put the tele-broadcast sort of camera pan as well on, just to add a bit of realism. Tell me if you prefer just the normal FIFA camera next time. I think it just makes it look a bit more like a broadcast. So anyway, let's get into it. Mark Lawrenson predicts that this game will finish 1-1, as he seems to do every bloody week. I'm sure last week's was 1-1, and probably the week before that as well. I always see a 1-1, it's just the cheating way out, I think. Man City have lost 5 of the last 6 Premier League meetings between these two teams. City have failed to keep a clean sheet in each of their last 12 games against Liverpool in all competitions. Liverpool's 4-1 win in this fixture last season is their only victory in the last 7 Premier League meetings at the Etihad. Victory would ensure that the Reds become the first team to record a top-flight double against a side managed by Pep Guardiola. Ever. That is just unbelievable. That would be a hell of a fate and a hell of an achievement as well. Man City now. Victory would be City's 200th Premier League home win. They have lost 5 Premier League games this season. Pep Guardiola has never suffered 6 league defeats in a single season as a manager or head coach. That means that this is pretty much his worst ever team. Now, that really doesn't sound too good, does it? But, I heard someone say earlier this year, if any team's going to ruin Pep Guardiola, then it'll definitely be Man City. If any team can do it, then it's Man City. And as such, I don't think they've ruined him, but coming off the back of a dreadful, embarrassing defeat against Monaco in the Champions League, they've got really nothing open for them this season, other than third, second, maybe. So Champions League spot again. There's no real trophies opening up to them as such, apart from the FA Cup. Maybe they might win the FA Cup. Maybe they might win a trophy out of it. But already, United, who, in my opinion, it's weird with United. They don't seem to have had a bad season. And yet, if they win their game in hand and win their next game in hand, then they could go up to 4th, maybe 3rd, depending on the Man City-Tottenham results. No, just 4th, I think. Yeah, if they win their both games in hand, they will be 5th, on goal difference. So, against Liverpool, that is. But Arsenal might also win their both games in hand, and they would be ahead as well, because Arsenal are on the same points as Man U. So, maybe Man U might just stay 6th. I'm really not sure. They've just been 6th all season, it seems, and they've gained a lot of ground. I'm not going to lie. At the same time, Everton have gained a lot of ground too. They're on 47 points at the moment, Everton, which is with 2 extra games played to Man United because of all these FA Cup fixtures really messing up the table and giving us a disproportionate view of where teams might finish this year. But basically, so Everton have really caught up because there was a huge gap between 6th and 7th before. The gap between 7th and 8th still sort of stands, and the gap between 8th and 9th is 4 points still. So there's the reasonable gap is from around 7th to 10th, I'd say, in this league this year. And then you've got, what else have you got going on? Of course, at the top, I just think Man United, they've had not a bad season. They've just had a bad start, and it's really hit them hard in the later stages of it, because despite the fact that they've got a cup win, they could get the Europa League as well. That would go down as a good season, surely, but then at the same time, they're just really not finishing in the position that they'd like to. If they keep up the pace, I think they'll probably get Champions League. I mean, if they win the Europa League, then they get in the Champions League qualifiers anyway, don't they? So, 1 minute. Does that mean that if they win the Europa League, they get the Champions League qualifiers? Does that kick 4th off 4th if you know what I mean. That would be a really interesting one if so. Anyway, let's go on to more stats. Sergio Aguero scored in all 4 of his Premier League games versus Liverpool at the Etihad Stadium. 4 goals, that is, despite never having netted at Anfield ever. John Stones could make his 100th Premier League appearance, if he plays. Liverpool are unbeaten in 9 league matches this season against the top 6 sides prior to the latest round of matches, winning 5 of those matches. The Reds have run further than any team in the division, averaging a total of 117.3 kilometres per game. Man City have the next highest total, however, with 114.8 kilometres per game. Their only win in 6 competitive away games in 2017 came at League 2 side Plymouth in the FA Cup on the 18th of January. Philippe Coutinho, whatever, has scored 4 Premier League goals in 5 games against Man City, more than any other against any other team. He also netted against Man City in last season's League Cup final. Sadio Mane has had a hand in 4 goals in his last 3 Premier League appearances, and that is against City, of course. 3 goals and 1 assist in that situation. Sam's verdict, which is the sports analytics machine, of course, the supercomputer, blah, 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 as I explain every week. The most probable score is apparently 2-1. The probability of a home win stands at 55%, the probability of a draw at 22%, and the probability of an away win at 23%. That's really weird. I'm presuming that's based off previous results and Liverpool's horrible start to the season. I think Man City will get a win here. I don't know. It could be one of them that just Liverpool randomly just pop up with the win. You know what I mean? They seem to do it now and then. But then as well, you know, who knows? We'll find out, I suppose. But I'm going to go with a Man City win. And that pretty much concludes this video. One more stat. There has been 0 Premier League goals by Aguero this season versus teams that are now in the top 7. Which is just utterly insane. Anyway, make sure you leave your predictions down below for this game. It should be a very interesting affair. Hopefully, it's a very good game as well, and not just a 0-0 or something like that. Anyway, I did thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash the like button down below. Make sure you stay tuned for more videos coming up soon. Of course, yesterday, I put up my first Foot Champions pack opening, so make sure you do that. That's the weekly rewards, etc., etc. Birmingham career is scheduled for tomorrow and ready, and I will see you next time.